Hey guys, Dreadlock Dude with the Yellow Walls is back. Doing a, as you can tell by up there, it's another martial arts myths vid. Before I begin though, I just wanted to let you guys know, I do appreciate you guys a lot. Making these videos is a really decent stress reliever. Lemonade. It's a really decent stress reliever. I find that, it's kind of nice, like, making these videos and just sharing my thoughts on different things, and I get to, like, hear comments, or like sometimes you debate a little bit with other people, very knowledgeable, intelligent people. And many of you subscribers are just really, really cool. Some of the things that you reported back, and some of you even PM me sometimes just to say hi or whatever, and I really appreciate it. So just want to let you guys know, thanks a lot for making this a really enjoyable experience. I know other people are a lot more entertaining, and other people, they're so funny or whatever, or so entertaining they're able to make money off of this or whatever. I'm just simply somebody just throwing these videos together just to share my thoughts. And I've been sharing thoughts with, a whole lot of intelligent people. I've made a lot of good friends, and now my subscription is up to like 200 people, 200 plus people now, which I didn't even think it would get like that. So, thanks. Alright, yeah, I know, get on with it. So that's what I'll do. And as you can see, we're going to be talking about Ninjutsu today. Gotta take a comment, one of the people in the comment section was reminding me about that one. If there was ever a martial art that was so full of BS and myths, it's got to be Ninjutsu. I mean, come on. Anybody in martial arts is one point or another. Everyone's heard of a ninja, even if you're not into martial arts at all or don't practice it at all. You've heard of ninjutsu, you've heard of ninjas. I mean, it's gotten to the point where ninjas are everywhere. I mean, you got ninjas in cartoons, you got ninjas in video games, you got like an Ask the Ninja internet thing going on right now. Which, by the way, the dude's pretty funny. Watch that. But yeah, it's like ninjas are every freaking where, and it all started back in the 80s when there was this big boom of ninja movies. Oh God, the American ninja movies were so freaking horrible. Ugh. I know there's a cult following, but come on, there's gotta be some kind of standard. Yeah, there was a time when everybody wanted to freaking be a ninja, and to this day there are people who are dying to don the black pajamas, but there's a whole lot of bullshit in that art. A whole lot. If you thought Shaolin was bad, you haven't seen anything yet. One good giveaway is the fact that it's very hard to pin down exactly when it started or who started the whole thing. I mean, granted, that doesn't automatically mean it's BS. I mean, look at Chinese martial arts. So many styles have these kind of, blurry, shaky pasts. Like you can't really get to the history of it. But Ninjutsu is just full of. I mean, there's a story that it was started by crow demons called Tengu, or it started from peasant rebellions during the Nobunaga era, or maybe they're just secret police. All these different things. Maybe they were started from outcast samurai. No one really knows. There's all these different things of who started, what clans came from where. But at a certain point in time, there were a class of martial artists, or should they say a class of warriors, called ninja. There is one tale that there were actually a group that came from the lowest class of people in Japanese society, to the point where they were literally called non-human. I forgot the exact name, I forgot the name. But I think it was Kinin. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And, the ninjas were, of course, the ones that did the information gathering, the spying, and, of course, the assassinations. And especially the assassinations, the samurai and other classes considered that to be beneath them. So they let these guys do it, these, dishonorable ones to do this. And it became this big deal group of killers. And since then, ninjutsu has been jumped up into the level of complete mythology of what they could do. They could vanish out of thin air. They're able to do magic. They can conjure demons. They can run as fast as the wind. They leap through treetop to treetop, like weightlessly. They move faster. All these crazy things. And we know it's all bullshit. So let's get into it, okay? I know this is going to be 2 videos because there's so much to uncover. First off, in this first statement, I know I'm going to get a lot of people sooner or later jumping on me about this, but in this day and time, there's no such thing as a ninja. At all. There are no ninjas walking the earth today. I don't care what your sensei or master or whatever is telling you. There are no ninjas walking around today. You put your katana down. There are no ninjas walking the earth today. You want proof? Think about it. To be a ninja means not just the fact that you happen to dress up in black robes and you got a black mask on and you run around at nighttime with a sword in your back and claws in your hands. Or even just knowing a particular type of unarmed or even armed martial art does not automatically make you a ninja. To be a ninja, especially in the old days, you number one had to answer to a particular authority. And not just your master of your school or clan, but a warlord, a shogun, a particular samurai feudal lord. You answered to these people and you did jobs for them. And you didn't just go around killing people. You were doing, like I said before, information gathering, spying, espionage, sabotage, all that sort of thing. Sort of like what spies in these days and times do. This sort of field work. And of course, you also got to be good at disguises and things like that. We don't have people like that today. The Japanese government does not have a section of ninjas running around. No other government has a bunch of ninja running around either. To be a ninja means that you're doing this type of work. If all you're doing is showing up in a class, dressed up in black, practicing some kicks or punches or whatnot, you're not a ninja. Because at the end of the day, you're not doing assassination work or getting paid to do any of these type of espionage fields. So you're not a ninja. You're simply somebody who practices these fighting arts. It doesn't mean the same thing. You still want to argue with me on that? Let me give you this scenario. Let's suppose, that the United States somehow, thousands of years from now, no longer exists, right? Somehow the country got wiped out or went under another name, new government, whatever. Something happened that the United States is no longer around. Or the government that we know as the United States government doesn't exist in the same form or fashion. And let's just say that our military is no longer, certain wings in the military no longer work. Like for instance, the Navy SEALs. Everybody talks about how great and powerful the Navy SEALs are in fighting and combat and such. Okay? Now, with the United States gone, there are no more Navy SEALs. But let's just say some guy happened to stumble upon the fighting techniques of the Navy SEALs. He picks up how they use guns and how they use knives in their unarmed combat and all that, and he trains in it, and because he's talented in fighting arts, he gets really good at it. So, he gets real good, does the techniques, at least a good 90 to 95%, maybe close to 100% right in accuracy. And he's able to teach others, and other people get to teach others, and soon there's a school teaching the fighting arts of the Navy SEALs. Does that make that dude and the people under him Navy SEALs? No, because they're not in the Navy and they're not working for the United States government. They're simply using the fighting techniques that the SEALs use. Now, with that logic, how the hell could there possibly be ninjas running around? There aren't. Okay? Get it straight. It's just a fantasy that some of you guys are believing in. And, it's a nice fantasy, but it has as much validity as me walking around saying that I'm a medieval knight or a Jedi knight. It's fictional. Now, the Jedi Knight thing definitely is kind of hitting hard because at one time ninjas did exist and Jedi never existed in history, right? Well, there's an image of the ninja that definitely did not exist either. Ninja weren't the type of people who could, snap their fingers and disappear, instantly change their image, or sink into the ground, or fly on giant kites, or other crazy legends that they came from ninja, running as fast as possible, doing magic, summoning demons, transforming into strange creatures. None of this shit happened in the past. They're tall tales, similar to the tall tales that were made up about Chinese swordsmen back in the past. And kind of similar to the tales that we continue to make now. If you read certain Chinese martial arts novels, and of course most of us haven't because we don't speak Chinese, but there are a lot of these crazy... hell, the Kung Fu movies about what swordsmen used to be able to do. Flying through the air, their swords able to do amazing things, and one guy fighting an entire army by himself. These are tall tales. The Japanese had the same thing about samurai, and they definitely had it about the ninja because they were one of the most mysterious. But they were human. And the image that we see of ninjas today don't correspond with reality. And unfortunately, a lot of people practicing ninjutsu think that they're going to get close to that. You're not. Okay, I can tell this is definitely going to be a multi-part series. So, in the next batch, the next vid, I'm going to be mostly breaking down what people think ninjas did and what they actually did, and also go into their weaponry in particular. A lot of the things that you believe that ninjas use, they didn't use. It's all made up. We'll go into that in the next one.